Well, welcome back to Prepper Talk Radio. This is our weekly live, and tonight we're going to be getting into the nitty gritty of what to get your non-preppers for the holiday, for the Christmas, for Hanukkah, for whatever reason and purpose to get them into prepping. Not to scare them. Maybe it is to scare them, but not to freak them out, but to get them to do it. Not to keep them from looking at you like you're crazy, and maybe even to get them a tinfoil hat. I don't know, to start. But to get it going, like, what do we do? How do you do it?
An aluminum foil hat.
Aluminum.
Yeah. But it's got to be a tinfoil Santa hat.
But you're going to have to keep track of that because, aluminum is getting on the more expensive side, right? Aluminum foil is getting a little harder to find.
That's why
at least in other parts of the country.
Purchased it a few years ago in bulk.
That's right.
Is it aluminum or aluminium?
Aluminium.
Depends on what part of the world you're in. I mean, shoot, I need to go to the bathroom. Or, oh, excuse me, can I use your water closet?
The loo.
Yes,
gifts that will not necessarily scare your family, but will hopefully wake them up and get them interested, right?
Get them encouraged to prep.
Mm-hmm.
As I stutter through that. Hey, and we got Utah Mike in the house, Nielsen Training and Consulting. Welcome, guys. You guys make sure you're following. If you turn on the notifications, you will be notified every time we go live. So that's a fun thing to do. You know, one of the things that I found that helped my family, I bought my wife a book on prepping when we first got married. And I thought it would help, and it didn't work. So then I got her a different book, and that one worked. And I was like, huh. And now she's like hyper organized. We need this and this and this. We need more of this. And I'm like, that's not for us. I know we need it to help other people. And I'm like, but we have other priorities for us. And she's like, I know, we'll get that too. But we need to get this and 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 this. So she's like expanded our list, expanded our horizons. But like, I've got all these books right here. I think that's my favorite place to start for people, is to get them books that will help them get better prepared.
So you're talking about giving them one of these books rather than one of those books, right? You give them one of these to scare them instead of those boring handbooks, right?
There you go.
Handbooks are boring. They're informative, but you can't just sit there, and read this, something like this.
Going to start prepping looking at this book, right?
That's what I was going to say. Exactly.
But it is what they need. Now, they're going to take this book and huck it because they don't believe in it yet.
That's true. I remember, what was the one the Great Angry American, that book.
Mm-hmm. Going Home.
That was so good. It was so entertaining. It was so realistic
and educational.
And educational all at the same time. Yes,
right?
That one's the one that Shane is showing on the screen right now. Going Home by the Angry American. I met the Angry American at the PrepperCon that first year. He was so cool, and what a great series of books, and just well written, well documented, realistic, and just well done. So that's a good one. I think One Man's Opus
is awesome. Boyd is fantastic. He's got a lot of good books.
What's that other one? 1 Second After, I think, is another really good one.
Yeah, that's a great one.
I haven't read that one yet, but I want to.
Now, if I remember right, 1 Second After is the one where the grid goes down, right?
Yes, I think so. Like, what happens once everything goes down? What do you do?
Something? No. What's the one by Ted Koppel?
Oh yeah. It's about EMPs, about power outage.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it's called. Here's another one.
Lights Out.
Peter Schiff's
Lights
awesome.
Out. What's
Lights Out. Yes.
Lights Out has had more of an effect on non-preppers because it comes from a mainstream media guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who left mainstream media, then learned this and was like, "Holy crap on a banana! Like this is a problem."
Where do your sayings come from, Scott?
I make stuff up. That one's all me.
Yeah, crap on a banana? I'm like,
yeah, you're never gonna eat that.
That's awesome.
Run away.
I need to make a shirt. Holy crap on a banana. Oh shoot. But I think if you can, if you can get them books like that, that's huge. If you can maybe get them some movies. I think that's been fantastic. Another type of book that I've been wanting to experiment with is Nicola Pellion's apothecary books.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yeah, those are good.
Because she has an explanation, a purpose, and a use in everything she's teaching. And she's a phenomenal person. She was on Alone. She was, I think, top 5. She's been on a couple times, but she also came to PrepperCon. She's a naturopath and herbalist, and she's also a foraging expert. But she teaches you how to make the right tinctures and things, actual things that will help your body heal. Right? Give your body the nutrients so that your body can do what your body's designed to do, instead of just like, hey, here's a pill. There's side effects, but let's see how it does. Right.
Yeah.
And if you can't get to those things, how can you live a healthier life and survive? So she teaches all the things that you can do on your own. You don't have to go to the store to do it. How to do it, when to do it, why to do it. And I think that's a good book. I'm gonna try to get a couple of copies of that to give away as gifts this year, because I think that can help turn some people on to actually being more self-reliant, more preparedness minded. And the other thing is gardening. I'm gonna start buying people plants for presents. Instead of food storage, I'm gonna buy them like fruit trees and stuff.
Well, that's a great idea.
I think $60 to $180 per family per year. Yeah. If they do it and they grow it, guess who gets access to some of that fruit when it comes due?
Yeah, especially if they're close by.
Right? If I give you an apple tree and you don't give me pie when it's ready, we're going to have some problems.
Hey, you remember that tree I gave you guys?
Remember that?
I want some fruit from it, baby.
How's that tree doing that I gave you? Oh, it's fantastic. Everything's delicious. When do I get my pie? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be several years down the road, but hey, definitely
Well,
worth
depends.
planting now.
So there's the technique where you can actually take an existing tree, like an existing fruit tree of any kind, and you can expose, like pull off the bark carefully, put some rooting factor on it, wrap it in soil, wrap it in tinfoil, then wrap that in aluminum foil. And you can actually get it to air. It's called air rooting, and it'll root into that little ball of dirt that you've created. Then you can cut it off once it's rooted, and then you can plant that section of the tree into new soil. And the cool thing about that is that tree will produce that next season.
That's cool. Oh, yeah. You showed me those videos on it. I remember.
Yeah. You're skipping a whole section of life of development because it's already developed. You're taking a developed tree that's ready to go, and you're putting it in. You're just basically expanding its ability to make more good, yummy, delicious apples or whatever else.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't get to do that this year. I was going to do it, but I only have one tree, and I was going to go to my brother-in-law's where he's got like 6 trees and try to do it on his, and I just never got him to approve it. Dang it.
Nice. I know
Give
another
the gift of self-reliance.
Yeah, I know. Another thing a lot of people like to get is Todd. Todd's awesome. Todd Nielsen Training and Consulting. That's Todd, who was on our show last week. So
he planted some seeds last week, definitely. So we'll let those seeds grow, and then we'll let you know when they're ready.
You know, I think
we might not be able to get a pie from Todd, but he might give us a knuckle sandwich.
That's for sure.
There's Trey over here is like one of the best books I've read. Going Home is my favorite series. That and One Second After. You know, I Going Home is my favorite. It is phenomenal. And the cool thing about that is Angry American actually teaches you how to do stuff in it. How to filter water, how to process bacon, how to put together a solar array. He goes through it in the books. Like there's sneaky educational components. He tells you what's edible and how to process the starch out of cattails. Like he explains things throughout the book, and it's like, you know, he knows his stuff because everything that I vetted that he's read or that he's written, put out in the Word, I'm like, that's legit. That works. I've done that, and it's like, it's a great library to have.
Yeah, and it's inspiring for somebody who likes to have kind of an action, sci-fi, end of the world thriller kind of a adventure, but also get them introduced to the world of prepping and say, you know what if this did happen? Am I prepared as this guy? Am I even a half or a quarter or even a fraction prepared as this guy? And it will get people inspired, I think, to get prepared and to get ready. And I don't know why a lot of the movies that are coming out don't get people inspired to do that, but you know, another thing that I've seen a lot of people give as gifts is like 72-hour kits, or like some kind of a kit that they can at least get them some survival kit. Now, we don't recommend from our perspective, we don't recommend that you go down to the local Walmart or some other place and buy one of those to gift to somebody, because you probably just killed them. But definitely give if you could get a kit, just a couple of items that would be in a kit that are good quality, and then put a little like a mini kit together for somebody and say, hey, look, this is a starter pack for your 72-hour kit. Here's a good knife, a good way to start a fire. And maybe that'll get them inspired to do something further and take that further. It's like giving somebody half a puzzle and then saying, okay, the rest of the pieces you got to go get yourself. There's a significant amount of people that are going to be bugged by the fact that it's only half a puzzle, and they'll go get the rest.
Some people will say,
right? Yeah, some people will say, forget it. They'll just take what they have and just go. But I think some of those people will take what you give them, and they'll say, you know what? Let me go finish this rest of this bug out bag, or this, grab and go bag.
I think that's a great idea. I've had that on my list, is give them a nice quality bag to start with, and a few items. Say, hey, here's the beginning of a bug out bag, get home bag, whatever you want to call it, and say, hey, let's work I'll help you out to put the rest together, according to what you need. I think it leads to a good bit of time to educate and to teach, and most people know what I'm about. Most of my family, my friends know what I'm about. So if I gave them that, they would probably roll their eyes and say, okay, I get it, But
that's true.
I have a family member who, for Christmas, gave everybody in the family a dimmer switch, a photocell dimmer switch. So it auto turns on and off your lights and will dim them depending on the time of day. So you're not using too much power. So it's like, it's dark, but it's not real dark. It's not fully engaged, right? But you have to install it yourself or call an electrician. No one's used it. In fact, I threw ours out because I'm like, this is useless to us. Like, I have nothing that I'm going to plug this into. And my wife is like, why are you going to throw it away? We got that for Christmas. I'm like, because it's garbage, right? It doesn't have any use for anything we have going on. But let me show you this. I think this is one of my, I just closed it. I'm an idiot. One of my favorite gifts to give. So I'm going to share this one. So you guys, this is great for the non-prepper, but someone, especially if they've got kids, if they've got, if they're not prepared at all, this is great. If they are prepared, they're going to totally get this gift, and they're going to be like, oh, this is legit. We had these growing up, a different brand. I love these. I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see it. So guys, this is why you need to be on our YouTube, so you can actually see what it is that we're talking about. This is the one I want. These are sweet. Have you seen these? These plug into the outlet, and they're lights. They're flashlights, but they're also area lights. You just plug them into the outlets, and when the power goes out and it's dark, they go on.
Oh,
and so they're out of the way. They're just, it's like a little night light in the hall, but it doesn't go on unless the power actually goes out. You can buy them in 1-packs, 3-packs, 6-packs, but it's like, buy a 6-pack. They're super cheap. Then you give one to everybody in the family. Like, boom, 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 boom. Now they each got, it's like, hey, I'm just trying to help everybody get better prepared. Because, if power goes out, what are you going to do to light your house? How are you going to find a light? Well, now they just walk to the light, pull it out of the wall, and they're good to go.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
We had these as kids, and my mom would always get mad at us because we would play with them. She's like, put those back in the wall. I'm like, but they're fun. Awesome gift.
Yeah, kind of like the modern day version of the hand crank flashlight. It's a great little gift here. Used to have the kind where you crank them, and then the kids would always play with them and break them. Oh yeah,
you're not going to get like wrist problems.
This is pretty sweet,
and you'll get in massive forearms, right?
You already got it
because you're
squeezing that thing.
So yeah, I think flashlights are a great gift. I give them all the time, probably too often. But again, a little preparedness item that your wife can put in her purse, your kids can put in their in their cars or whatever, that will remind them I like giving everyday carry items, like a pocket knife or a flashlight, something like that, something they can use every day that will then remind them, oh yeah, I need to get better prepared.
Mm-hmm. Well, like
just
Ron Foster just popped in there. I've actually seen some of his books. USB flashlight lighter combos, like something that is usable, that they can use almost any time.
For
like your crank light, these flashlights, cookbooks, a cookbook with foraging instructions, maybe, so you can find what you need. What's funny is talking to Buna Tomalina. She gets on my case because I haven't gone on one of her foraging things, but I've come to a couple of her classes and I've watched a lot of her videos. It's like there is food almost everywhere. You just need to know how to identify it.
Yeah, that's good.
And it's like, if you don't know how to identify it, like, what are you going to do? So get the right books that actually identify it and tell you how to use it.
Yeah. Mike, Utah Mike says that his daughter is going to get some camping gear and his son is going to get a Goal Zero 150.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Hey, I'll take the Goal Zero 150. I want to have I need to have a dad that gives me a Goal Zero 150.
Shoot. We all do.
That's awesome.
Oh, Shane's grabbing one of his Goal Zeros right now. Garen,
there's the 500 right there.
Trey asks, what do you think about giving a Boy Scout manual as a gift? I think that's a great idea.
Get him the spiral bound one. It's going to last a lot longer. And you can open it up to the pages you want. It's fantastic. But if you can get the older ones, the older the better. Like, it gives you instructions on lashings. It gives you instructions on proper fire. Gives you instructions on how to actually set up a communications network. Like, it goes through all the basic skills. It even gives you first aid. And people are gonna why are you giving me a Boy Scout handbook? There's so many cool activities in here.
And it may be a better gift for a daughter or son or niece or nephew or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, absolutely.
I think another really good gift is maybe go to local survival shop, or not necessarily the survival shop, but necessarily go to a local, maybe a sporting goods store and see if they're doing a first aid or some kind of a CPR class, and buy a certificate, buy a ticket to that, and give that as a gift to somebody. Say, hey, look, I bought you, on this day or whatever day you want to go or can go, you got a free CPR class or a free first aid class or a free training at Nielsen Training and Consulting, or
one up that. Buy two so you can go with them.
Yeah,
excellent.
I bought this for you and me to go have a cool time together.
Yeah,
because now they're more excited about the cool time, and you just snuck in a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah.
And skills. Oh, that's a brilliant idea. I wonder if they've got Groupons that actually make sense.
I gave a pretty lame Christmas gift last year to a few friends. Pails of instant oats.
There you go.
Big old 5-gallon pail of instant oats. It was only like $18 or something over at the Costco, and it's something most people eat, right? It's not like it's a little incognito, right? You're actually going to use it, but you can keep it for long term as well. So,
yeah,
I gave out beef stroganoff, freeze dried beef stroganoff, as neighborhood gifts one year, and everyone's like, "Thanks you." I'm like, "It's actually really delicious." And they're like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, I have tons of this in my house. If you ever need any more, let me know." And it's like, I've had a few people come back. They're like, are you into prepping? And I'm like, why do you ask?
What would you make you?
And they're like, well, because the gift you gave is actually pretty sweet if you're a prepper. And I'm like, oh yeah. And now they're like prepping buddies. I think that's what got my entire neighborhood to turn on to being friends with me. Is I gave them food storage and they're all so prepping minded. I'm like, hey, wow, this really works well.
That way you can identify people too that are in your community. If they receive it and they're excited, you're like, ooh, I'm gonna hang out with that guy more this next year. If they receive it and they're like, what is this? Not another stupid whatever. Then you're like, that's not the guy that's going to be part of my. It might be a good filtering and weeding out process as you give these gifts and see the reactions.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing, you said the word filter. You can get those. What are they? The I mean, they're $20 for a small inline filter. The
LifeStraw.
Well, either the LifeStraw, I don't like the LifeStraw, but it's the same technology.
Sawyer Mini.
Sawyer Mini. That's what I was referring to. And you can get those, I think, for like $20 for a nice little. That is a great gift, I tell you. I think
the Sawyer Minis are better than the LifeStraws too.
It's the same technology, but yes, it's more versatile rather than just have to crawl down on the ground and stick your face against the water. Yeah, I hate the LifeStraws, but it's the same technology as the Sawyer Mini, same type of filtration system.
I like this, what Ron Foster just said. Seeds and a voucher for a few hours of help.
Yeah, that's
one of the things that I think is fantastic about Christmas is that used to be where you would give gifts that you created or you made, that you put a lot of time and effort and maybe a little bit of elbow grease into creating and making. And now we kind of got lazy and we just go down to the grocery store, go down to the department store, whatever, we buy it, we just wrap it and give it to them. But man, what about giving somebody a coupon book or a voucher book of I'll come over and weed your garden for you for an hour or something like that as a gift, like service project or a massage or even like, hey, come to our free class, or hey, give the gift of a subscription to our YouTube channel. I mean, that's a free gift you can give to anybody. I mean, there's some fun things that you can do yourself, you can make, you can create. And you can do some things that are preparedness minded that you can give as a gift that you can make. And I think that's something that it's a lost art. We've forgotten that a lot of the stuff that you can build or make or create yourself is going to be sometimes. I mean, Shane, you gave me a gift last year that I will treasure for the rest of my life. And so that's something that you had made and you built that and you carved it out of wood and you gave that to me as a gift, and it hangs in my house and I mean, it really, to me, that was probably the best gift I've had in a long time. And it was nothing that you went to buy. It was something that you made with your skills and your elbow grease. And it was something that meant something. Like the time that it took for you to make that, I don't even know. You probably can crank them out because you're so skilled, but the time that you took to make that meant something to me. And it was very something that I was like, wow.
You're probably talking about the exact same gift he gave me. That is my favorite gift I've ever received.
I've got them down to about 8 hours
each.
So each, yeah.
I love that. It's on my wall. When you first walk in my house, that's the first thing you see.
Yeah, me too.
And I have not made any this year. This is the first year, and I don't know how many years I haven't made any.
You made a Quonset that took longer than 8 hours.
But I usually sit at the kitchen table, have the TV on or whatever, and I do my work, a few hours a night. But awesome. Yeah, I really enjoy making things by hand. And this year, I'm actually going to be making some leather goods for family members. Some leather, and that really applies to prepping because you're increasing your skills, old world skills that I wouldn't say have been lost, but that could help you become more self-sufficient, right? From like I say, from wood carving to making leather products for whatever it might be. You can make a million things out of leather. So I'm definitely interested in that, and I'm trying to apply that more this Christmas. And I try one of my goals every year. I'm going to make gifts for everyone for Christmas. Doesn't always happen. So
that just gave me
make it happen this year.
So we talked about it like a coupon book, or we could give them a coupon book and be like, hey, here's some things you can go learn, right? Or we could do like, how you did that. I don't know if you guys ever did this for your parents or like a sibling. It's like a coupon book and it's like a hug and like just all the little things you can do
for the dishes for you.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Dishes, or I'll walk the dog, or I'll go, feed your goldfish for a week.
Yep.
I'll teach you how to build a fire. Coupon book on prepping skills. I'll teach you how to build a fire 5 different ways, and none of them include a match or a lighter. Right? I will teach you how to change the tire on your car. I will teach you how to make biscuits from scratch. Or even another idea that goes along with that is a prep food of the month club. Everyone in your like little tiny network, you're like, okay, these are the people I really want to help get into prepping. This month, I'm going to make biscuits and gravy and take them and deliver it to everybody on a specific night. Boom. Stop at 5 houses. Here's biscuits and gravy for you. I made this from scratch from my emergency prep stuff. What? Oh, wow. That's so awesome. Yeah. Let them know you're coming so that you don't just drop off cold food and leave it there for a week.
Exactly.
Like do something, make something for them that's more memorable, especially if it's edible. They'll be like, oh man, this is awesome. Remember last month Shane brought us pie? I love pie, guys. I'm stuck on pie.
Yeah, especially from the fruit trees.
There you go. Yeah. Well, you know my friend Dan Scott Paris. I don't know if you met Dan. Anyway, a couple years ago, he made for me for Christmas. He made me a bow, full on 5-foot bow, and it's still hanging in my garage, and it still has tension on the string, and I can still shoot the thing.
That's awesome.
A lot of time, cool. So I'd love the being able to make something and give something meaningful that put a lot of time into. It's I think we've really gotten into the trap of just, okay, send me your Amazon list and I'll pick something from there and I'll click a button and order it and it'll show up at your door and I don't have to do anything else. That's just not meaningful at all. It's sure there's things that I need, my family needs. There's some that you get on Amazon and makes it easy. But I think if you can narrow down to just one gift and you make it yourself, man, there's a lot of, and I appreciate what you guys said. That really means a lot to me.
That's still I stand by it. One of my favorite gifts.
Yeah.
Like my wife moved it and I was mad. And so she put it back. I was like, no, that needs to stay there. She's like, well, no, I wanted it. Like, it looks good here too. I'm like, no, I like it here. Has to be when you first walk in the house. Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
She's like, that actually makes sense. Like, there you go. But it's perfect. Thank you. Mm-hmm. So guys, this year, we're almost out of time for today, but think of what your family needs, like really needs. And if you can make it, make it. If it's something that's going to help them learn to prep, something that might get them interested in prepping, get it for them. If it's a book, if it's a pew stick, a boomstick, or a tank, like whatever you need to get them, it's within your budget. I could have been talking to water tanks, but a tank.
Yeah.
Whatever you need to get people, get them interested, help wake them up with something that's not going to go to waste.
Amen to that.
These are the seeds that matter most this time of the year. Seeds that will help them get better prepared. This has been Prepper Talk Radio, our live broadcast for this week. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for staying ready-minded and keeping us top of mind. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow all of our stuff. Remember, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel and in our Facebook group, you are not going to have a chance to win our silver or the Jace Case medical kit. So stick around. Join us again next week and watch where your podcasts are because we're dropping a couple episodes in the next few days. Thanks for being here, guys.
See you guys.
Awesome. Take care, guys. Thanks.